Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place.
We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day.
If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works.
First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions.
But other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout,
tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week.
As you watch, you'll see your name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number.
After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations! You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Breakers and breakettes, good morning, everybody. April 12th, 2026. Where else would you rather be to get your Sunday started? I welcome in everybody as we are about to preach the gospel of breaking here.
Can you hear me?
At Ultimate Autographs. I can.
Okay, good. Well,
everyone
you
else
better
out there can. I definitely can.
I just wanted to put this up through here because it was annoying me.
Hopefully you guys aren't annoyed by us yet. We've only been on for about 15 seconds or so. Rob Hill, Steven Ryan, on the ones and twos, kicking butt as always on the producer's side. We're going to try to keep our Ian Happ conversation to a minimum today. It's going to be
We've come to a mutual understanding.
We've come to a mutual understanding. Now we're just going to have to find another middle-of-the-road baseball player to have disagreements on. We have 2 hours to do so. I'm sure we'll find some uncommon ground on that. But my man, Steven, what's going on, brother?
Should we ask ChatGPT name one middle-of-the-road baseball player?
If you had to take a guess out of current players now, who do you think that one player would be? Can't be Ian Happ.
No, it can't be.
Because
middle of the road. So I'm guessing the player gets talked about way more than you'd like him to.
I had a weird first person come to my head. You want to?
O'Neal Cruz?
This is where I'm at. That's disgusting.
Is he middle of the road or below that?
Jeff McNeil.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
The flying squirrel. Like, to me, he's just like
what a name.
He's just the epitome of.
We've had him here in the room before.
He's the epitome of like a 5. Like if you're going out to if you're a female going out to a bar or a male going out to a bar, and it's like, could I do better? Yes. Do I want to do better? Maybe not. I'm happy here. That's Jeff McNeil. I'm happy to be here, just like Steven and I are happy to be here with you guys this morning. Again, honorary dice roll and chase wheel spin gonna get underway in just a few moments. But of course, Steven, nothing can happen here at Ultimate Autographs without having you wonderful breakers and breakettes out there. If you want to add to this lovely community and to this amazing show that we're about to display for you guys, we have the Refer a Friend program going on for the entire month of April. After long winded discussions and trying to figure out who it is that we are going to be giving away, it is indeed going to be the Michael Irvin Game Day Authentic. If you refer somebody and they spend $100 or more on their first order, they get $50 off of that initial order. You get $50 and you a store credit. I did see that. Yeah.
This is the hit. That we can't even. That can't even be said.
That's going to be the goal.
That's my goal right here. I want to pull this.
If it's on the piece of memorabilia, it can be said. I think that's a part of the break room commandments. So. Oh, yeah. Keep that out manifested. So, $50 out there. First order of 100, you get $50 in return. First day of May is when we'll be revealing that Michael Irvin giveaway. Again, we're up to 8 people as of right now.
We know it's Michael Irvin. We just don't know what it looks like.
We know it's Michael Irvin for sure. I did not see an image of it yet. But again, if you want to look it up or, close your eyes and envision a Michael Irvin Game Day Authentic, I encourage you to do so. Hopefully we'll get the image as soon as possible for you folks. Also, with this as well, I also like to just give out these PSAs at the start of every show. Record yourself opening your memorabilia that you win here today or any day, of course, here at Ultimate Autographs. Send it to marketing@ultimateautographs.com. Who said that finishing last is not so great? Because to me, last place being third place in this scenario, a very nice place to be. $50 UA gift card, 100 for second place, and 250 smackaroos could get you a lot of coin off in multiple quad spots, multiple double break spots. You'll be able to see this as we go along today. So try to keep the submissions from 60 to 90 seconds. And again, just like at the end of this month, we will also do this as well. So off and running. We don't have a pre-fill to get into, correct?
No, we do not at the moment.
No pre-fill to get into, but we do have a dice roll and a chase wheel spin to discuss on this Sunday morning. How about that? We got 9 that the boys rolled out last night for the 10:30 show last evening. Let's see if we can rock another 9 for the 9 a.m. show.
We're gonna get 8.
What are you feeling?
We're at 8.
Gonna rock an 8. I'll go with 12. I'm going for the maximum number, trying to manifest how many runs we scored today against Kansas City.
I wish the Cubs could find a way to score 12 runs. If we could combine for 12 runs, I think we both win.
I was gonna say. And by the way, if we both combine for 12 runs and we just split those in half, that's going to be our dice roll today. We're going to go with 6.
Boom.
I'd be very, very happy with both of us landing 6 runs. I think that should do it. Which, by the way, before we got on air, I actually just read a stat that showed, when I was showing you our run scored. The Sox in their last 9 games, we have an ERA of 1.27, and we're 3-6.
I know the Cubs were second in ERA so far this year.
They talked about that on.
Aren't you guys like top 5? You guys, your start. The problem is pitching is so good,
especially these days.
These days.
Also to start the year too, right?
Yeah, the pitching is so insane. Like people are like, oh, the bullpen blows it. I'm like, eventually you're gonna give up runs. You can't keep everyone down to 0. Your offense has to do something at some point. This goes for both teams, by the way.
Time to wake up bats.
Yeah. Also, this is a comment I think from last night. This Jared Stebbins said Cameron Young, who's by the way tied for the Masters lead right now.
Yeah.
I don't think you know this, but Wednesday night on the show with Dom's doing a top to bottom rundown, and he gets a text from his mom, and it says, "I need you to put $100 on Cameron Young to win the Masters," and he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "What is this?" And then
where's mom's getting her insight from?
Exactly, and it's plus. I look at it, it's plus 2,100. I'm like, wait, time out. She just texted him out of nowhere, and I sent him a graphic of like the score, who the leaders going into today, and I'm like, is that who I think it is? He's like, yeah, and I don't know where she got this from. And I'm like, did you pepper her with questions? And he's like, yeah, she just said she had a friend, and I'm like, who is this friend?
Yeah.
Like. That can predict golf games, because I need to.
Your mom is friends with Nostradamus.
Yeah. Well, how do we? I thought about it Wednesday night too, and I was like, I might have to do this, because when someone out of nowhere texts you something like that, like it was just like, obviously it's a text, you don't understand total context, tone, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, but that's like she never bets. Dom doesn't talk about her betting. I'm like, does she ever bet? He's like, no. He's like, I didn't put anything on this. Obviously, he has a whole round to play, but he showed me the graphic. $480 cash out as it sits right now.
So he actually placed the whole 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's why I texted him. I was like, did she give you the 100? He's like, yeah.
Dom definitely negotiated some level of like cut for that deal, where it's like, hey, again, in true bookie fashion, it's like, you know what, I got to get a percentage of this.
Give me something.
Got to give me a percentage of this.
If you turn that into $2,000,
hopefully,
give me the hundo.
Hopefully, everybody tuning in with us has a split screen action going on today. A lot of what's going on in Augusta and the Masters is going to resume in a few hours or so when things get started back up. And we talked about a Cameron Young atop the leaderboards with Rory McIlroy. And how about my guy, Shane Lowry from the motherlands of Ireland?
Markkinen?
Has had the only hole-in-one.
Really?
Yeah, he actually.
Damn, my Twitter must have really eradicated the golf world.
Yeah, when I got off air yesterday, I was very, very excited to see that. And look at this, all these videos.
Hole-in-ones are lit.
Why Cam Young can make some noise on Sunday. Cam Young sinks his 8th birdie of the day. Okay, that's just...
Well, going into Saturday, going into the day yesterday, didn't McIlroy have like a 6-stroke lead or something like that?
Yeah, he was... I think he basically shot for par yesterday because he finished... I think he started 11 under par.
Yeah, he finished...
yesterday, and he finished 11 under par. So he shot even again. But that should be an exciting finish. Okay, so as you guys can see, the chase wheel spin at the bottom. Typically, I don't do something like this, but we're going to do the Weekend Warrior times 2. So basically what that means is that for every Weekend Warrior break that we do today, Steven, we're basically going to double the names. So unfortunately for my man over there, when it comes to copying and pasting some things, it might take quite a while by the end of the show to get all the names. And so, for example, if we have a Weekend Warrior single we start off with, typically we'll just put your names in one time, multiply it by 2, you're going to kind of see how that goes. If we do a quad, by the way, that's already 32 names in there because we put it in there 4 times. Well, guess what? We're actually going to put it in 64 times for you guys for the chase wheel spin, so on and so forth. Lowry, the only player to have multiple hole-in-ones at the Masters. Yeah.
Markkinen?
Yeah. Markkinen. I like that.
Just kidding. Good for him.
And I also like the presence of Big Mike being in the room. Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, yeah. Lowry. And he's also leading the Masters in flopping for charges as well. So
and thickness.
This Masters is brought to you by Kyle Lowry's BBL. Masters weekend. We gotta get started in this one, guys. This is what the Chase Wheel Spin corresponds with. Gonna do a quick rundown. If we have any questions at all on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. By the way, I ended with Twitch for a reason. Highly recommend you folks like our great Mike Arias, Big Mike, as you can see him in the comment section. Good morning to you, Mike, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your Master Sunday, your normal Sunday. Hopefully you feel like a master on this Sunday. Recommend you folks going over to Twitch. Twitch, obviously, is designed to be a streaming service. So with that being said, the playback gets back to you a lot quicker. If you like participating in box calls, so on and so forth, they register in the chat a lot quicker as well compared to YouTube and Facebook. So highly recommend you getting in that. I'll have to say this, Steven, because I'm going to go into a little bit of my Stephen A. Smith bag here. I am led astray. I'm flummoxed. I'm run aghast. I'm just very, very surprised that this Weekend Warrior is still sitting here. It opened up yesterday morning at 9 a.m., and by the time that I got off, I think that we had about 25 boxes in the room, so only 2 have been gotten into.
Look at the names on that. It's Gil Cabrera.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We opened up the Paolo Banchero basketball and the Joe Montana custom, but outside of that, there were no other headliners.
Willie Mays still open. There?
We still have, Willie Mays is still in here. We got a lot of great stuff to get into, so let's focus on
several flexes.
Several flexes.
And again, maybe the best piece isn't even mentioned.
I was going to say, we're going to pay attention to the divisions here. And by the way, the golf balls that are in this series as well, that are giving out different amounts of money. So again, very good chance that you're going to be walking away with an item and some store credit back. We'll talk about that in a bit. But let's talk about why we're going to visit that series to begin with those headliners.
Part one of many?
Willie Mays. Of many, yeah, sadly. Willie Mays, 660 home runs, 24-time All-Star.
I think it's going to be like a summer-long epilogue.
It's going to be a long summer. Don't get confused with Willie Mays Hayes. You may run like Mays, but you hit like... This guy certainly did not hit like 660 home runs.
The bat, but like a Wesley Snipes, Willie Mays dual-sign bat would be...
legendary.
Electric.
Wait for it. Legendary.
It would. You know what? Maybe we get like maybe we just put both items in a box, right? Like you get a batting glove signed by Wesley Snipes, and then a bat signed by Willie Mays.
I'm gonna buy 100 of these, one for each base. I'm gonna steal.
It was like pinning them on the board.
Put them on the board.
Oh, that's such a great movie.
This is an even better bet.
It is a significantly better bet.
something that Stephen and I took a gander at before we got on air. Again, Willie Mays, very, very unique piece of sports memorabilia. Even if you're not a baseball fan, this guy you could argue. And if you don't want to argue with me, talk to Jersey Slime, who Bob Boulay might be out there with us this morning. He regards him as the greatest 5-tool player in Major League Baseball history.
I was going to say, I think that is an accurate assessment of his overall play.
How many career Gold Gloves did he win?
That says 12.
12 career Gold Gloves.
And if you want to double that number,
yeah,
that's how many All-Star
appearances. 24-time All-Star. Almost as many All-Star appearances as lives that I have lived on this earth.
Pretty much. A batting title, 2-time All-Star MVP, obviously Roberto Clemente Award winner, 1954 World Series, career 384 OBP, career 940 OPS for all of us analytics nerds out there. So he would just bat third in pretty much any lineup you ever see him in. Yeah, Willie Mays, and like you said, he's probably most notable moment of his career is the catch, right? Which again, running backwards and
over the shoulder.
When people, so do you remember again? Just a little slight sidetrack. Do you remember that play Burley made a few years probably about 10 years ago now, 12, 15 years ago?
Do I ever?
The play of the year on the first day, on opening day.
Watch it 5 times a week.
Exactly. That's very fair because that's how sensational of a play it was. My friend who doesn't play baseball, he's just like, I could do that. I'm like, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
No, you can't do that.
You can't.
So we went out in the driveway and I was like, all right, I want to see you try this. I want to see you try and scoop that ball between your legs and flip it up to a distance where the guy can just catch it.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was hilarious. From someone, like, again, I'm not I love playing baseball, but I'm not a great baseball player by any means. I definitely have baseball instinct and skills. My friend, someone who does not, yeah, that's what, running backwards to catch the ball like this, you're going like this, you go, there's a wall there. Awareness, spatial awareness.
Yeah.
That's just how incredible. And then he turned around. Did he throw the guy out, or he just threw it back into play quickly?
He threw it back into play. Yeah.
To negate movement from advancing on the bases.
The closest we've seen somebody do that in the modern era is Jim Edmonds. Jim Edmonds.
That's
had a
my
catch
dad's
like that
favorite catch
and
as an Angel,
Yeah.
Anaheim Angel. Yeah.
The
one where we dove.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he did it with St. Louis. He did it with Anaheim as well. Jim Edmonds did that.
One of the premier center fielders of the 2000s.
One of the most underrated players ever, Jim Edmonds.
Yeah, I know he's not gonna make. Was he on the? He wasn't on the list, was he?
No, I don't think so. I just don't think he got in.
God,
I don't think so. I don't know how, to be honest with you. Jim Edmonds is
393 career home runs, 284. A 60.4 career WAR.
As soon as you hit literally that 60 mark, you should be.
Well, 40's like okay, we can start having a discussion.
Yeah.
Like 60 is you're healthily in over a lot of people who are already in the Hall of Fame.
Mark Burley's at a 60. Just
that's
saying.
Hey, I'm not, but that's 132 OPS plus. Again, we can
with
numbers all day.
with elite center field defense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
If Andrew Jones.
No, that's what he provided offensively. That's not what he did defensively.
No, I'm saying like if Andrew Jones is a Hall of Famer, which he should be, then Jim Edmonds should be as well.
Is this guy a Hall of
Sting,
Famer?
Another great photo headliner for what we got. Who's that?
Torrey Hunter.
Torrey Hunter. Yeah.
He doesn't have as many of the accolades.
Yeah, probably offensively, he might be a tick behind. As good as he was,
110 OPS plus.
Yeah, towards the end of his career.
Yeah, but again, that's I think if you provide that level of defense,
yeah,
like if you at center field,
for a premier defensive position,
and you rob Barry Bonds in the All-Star game.
Yeah, he also a guy.
Did you hear the story about that?
What, robbing Barry Bonds in the All-Star game?
Like Torrey Hunter brought his brother to the All-Star game.
Okay.
His brother wanted to meet Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds wasn't cool because we all know Barry Bonds. He wasn't really nice to his brother.
Wasn't nice to a lot of people.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to add motivation, to robbing someone, yeah, he did that to him, and I'm like, wow, that's.
And then Barry just casually throws him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes, and after robbing that,
Well, that's because he works out.
Yeah.
That's because he's on that bench. Okay, he's on that bench.
Pure 100% clean working out fun. But for Torrey Hunter robbed me of a lot of happiness because he had a verbal agreement to actually become a Chicago White Sox before he signed with the Angels.
The Angels.
He had a verbal agreement with Kenny Williams, and then that night, Mike Scioscia flight out a private jet for Torrey Hunter.
He's like, you don't want to be a White Sox.
And then that morning he went out to California, and then he signed with the Angels. Not signed.
I would love to hear these conversations. I just want to replay. I would just love replays of them. He's
losing out on Torrey Hunter and then settling on Adam Dunn and losing out on Victor Martinez. And
was that like 09?
And that was 2011.
Wait, was that the same year they got Pujols?
That was 2011. Anaheim, yeah. Anaheim, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Anaheim, yeah.
Good morning, Packer fan Trev.
What's going on, Trev? I woke up this morning and was smiling ear to ear at my wonderful Kyler Murray rookie card that you so generously dropped off.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, no, it's so pretty. Kind of like this Steph Curry jersey. Yes, look how beautiful Wardell is on this Sunday morning.
The second.
Wardell, who by the way, fun discussion. A guy in Con Knipple who may or may not win Rookie of the Year. It's going to be a heated Rookie of the Year race in the NBA between him and first overall selection Cooper Flagg.
One shot.
Con, by the way, as a rookie, leading the NBA in three-pointers made. It's going to be interesting because a lot of people are already like projections for him. Like, what if Con continues to somehow improve and get better with his three-point shot? Can he potentially catch Steph Curry? I think that he definitely can.
Steph Curry will not be the all-time three-point leader by the time this is all said and done.
No, I don't think so.
He will be the changer of that, though.
Yeah,
like he is the catalyst for the. Before injuries, Trae Young was on perfect projection.
Yeah,
to overtake him.
Yeah. The volume of everything. I mean, God, imagine if a guy imagine if Damian Lillard debuted a couple of years after 2012. Like 2015,
yeah,
2016.
The game was still in its transition period at that point,
Getting the green light to shoot 10 threes a game. What is Curry average volume-wise for his career?
Volume, like per game?
Yeah,
like what is he, attempts?
Yeah, what is attempts? Probably like
9.4.
9.4.
But that started, so it jumped to 7.7 in 2012-13.
That's a crazy
But his first 3 years in the league, it was 4.8, 4.6, and then his third year, he had that ankle issue. 4.7.
Maybe that's what the basketball gods were like, damaging his ankles. He's like,
we have to calm you
behind
down
the line. Yeah,
we have to calm you down somehow.
Sit on the sidelines. You're gonna have an epiphany.
Okay, so he made 166 in his rookie year.
Yeah,
151 the second year, and then 55. And then basically, when it wasn't the 2019-20 season, which he only played 5 games, so I think he was hurt that year. And then obviously this year,
that's when they drafted Wiseman because he broke his hand.
And this year, he's just unfortunately he's 37 years old. He's only played 42 games, by the way. Basically, when he plays more than 50 games, 272, 261, 286, 402, which I still think is the record. 324, 212, 354, 337, 285, 273, 357, 311.
Yeah.
He's 4,244 for 10,064.
That plays
really well.
That plays, yeah. And again, we were talking about.
And I hit like a near half quarter yesterday. That's just what he's done.
One down, 4,000.
No. But I'm saying just in terms of yes, is it a bad shot because of distance from the hoop? Sure.
According to Paul George, it is.
Well, Paul George can't do those things. Well, don't you remember the famous OKC game?
That's a bad shot.
I mean, he just came in. No, that was Dame. That was Dame Lillard. But I'm saying Steph in that OKC game in 2016.
Oh,
bang,
yeah,
the triple bang.
The
triple bang.
Yep.
I mean, that was a casual 35, 30, 40 feet from the basket.
Flick of the wrist.
Yeah,
we were talking about before we got on air, we were saying that, hey, like box score warriors, there's the difference between people that are box score warriors and can just anybody can read off stats. Give me enough time with the chimpanzee at a zoo, I can get him to recite stats from the box score for
absolutely.
me. But watching the game and Steph Curry's, and here's the popular Gen Z term that people like to use, gravity. It's a very, very true thing because again, he acquires so much attention we've never seen a player impact the game so much in his sport without having the ball in his hands.
Also, meanwhile, averaging 6.3 assists for his career and 4.7
But he's not a point guard.
Oh, well, don't you remember Bob Knight famously? He's like, his left-handed passing is absurd.
Yeah, I don't ever.
When he was that young.
I've never. How about his ball handling?
That Davidson run was so
How many shooting
insane.
How many shooting guards have a ball handle like him?
Oh, he's one of 3 or 4. It's him and Kyrie for this generation alone.
Exactly. You know who's also in that conversation? Darius Garland. Darius Garland's got a nasty handle.
Well, all these kids can because that's how the game grows, right?
Yeah.
It started with I think Rod Strickland. Was it Rod Strickland who had a nasty handle?
Rod
Tim
Strickland,
Hardaway,
right up
the
there.
UTEP two-step, the one between the leg crossback, like just a nasty crossover. I think Nick Van Exel had a really good handle as well.
Allen Iverson really started to popularize.
Really grew that, and then obviously Steph learns from these guys. Kyrie learns from these guys, and now there's just ridiculous tricks that like
Jason Williams, Jamal Crawford,
but like Jason Kidd could handle the pill.
Oh,
but they dribble around with like a basketball, for example, with
and Magic being the originator, just because of his size,
creative passer, exactly.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I was, it's one of my biggest misses of my life. I was very high on Ben Simmons.
You and me both.
I don't know how, but again, the physicality portion, I was like, hey, I can't control that he doesn't like basketball.
I saw Ben Simmons as Magic Johnson light, and I saw Lonzo Ball as Jason Kidd light.
Yeah,
so
that's how I felt.
We've all been wrong before.
Well, they're he can't score. I'm like, well, he's 6'10". He just needs to score 12 a game.
Y'all ever see Jason Kidd's half of his career? They literally called him Acing Kid. They called him Acing Kid because he didn't have a J.
Yeah.
And now he's ironically top 10 all time in 3-pointers made. Funny how that works.
So it's Vince Carter.
But yeah, so it's Vince Carter.
Vince Carter. That's a dunker right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about a guy. We've been talking a lot about handles. How about a guy that has a knockout punch? Mike Tyson. Ever heard of him? The fighter, Mike Tyson, one of the most eccentric personalities in sports history and also one of the greatest boxers of all time. Just talking about this makes me want to watch The Hangover and watch him deliver a knockout hit to Zach Galifianakis. This is a really cool...
What's your price?
To
get knocked out?
What do you say? This guy just took a punch from Mike Tyson.
Yes, and Oscar Robertson is obviously really, really good as well.
Oscar Robertson, one of my other favorite point guards, a little bit different, is actually B.J. Armstrong of all people. B.J. Armstrong, just a guy that knew how to set up guys in the right places.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah, B.J. Armstrong was solid, man.
Ball.
Well, if you want to go back to Oscar Robertson's days, the guy that really made the point guard position flashy was Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich is a legend in the... Pete Maravich is just this little, he looked like the fifth member of the Beatles. He had this long hair, long mustache, and just behind the head,
but when you average,
these jump passes.
When you average 43 a game in
college, you're doing a lot of things right. Yeah.
Also, that 43, or whatever it was, above 40, that's without a 3-ball. That's without the 3-point line.
Yeah.
That's just truly, truly insane stuff.
Yeah. Kind of like Jordan.
And probably didn't start...
kind of like Jordan in 88 when he averaged 37 a game.
Oh, God. That was a different...
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that.
Nope. No, they cannot. And there's a lot of different discussions that we can go in terms of errors in basketball. And same thing with baseball as well.
Did you ever call Steph Curry threes this, though?
Threes? No. I can't say that. Basketball Reference comes up with a lot. I think that they have a separate intern department that comes up with hey, come up with creative nicknames.
I want to know when that job's open.
Yeah.
I will apply. I'm not trying to leave ultimate autographs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying there's just some niche jobs that seem a lot of fun.
That'll be a pretty little thing to update on your. Put that on your LinkedIn. Of course it could.
Can you just watch basketball and find nicknames for these guys?
Find nicknames. Yeah.
Sure. That's not a problem.
Just have a notepad and a pencil on. Just go through nicknames as it goes along.
He's like threesis. All the other ones I've heard about before: Chef Curry, the Human Torch, Babyface Assassin, Steph. Threesis is creative. A fun one.
Any other ones?
Nope. Those are the
Threesis. Trying to think of some that are.
Well, I think the problem though is Pat Williams has nicknames on here.
P-Dub.
Also, Harrison Barnes has. That's never what we called Harrison Barnes.
Oh, by the way, fun thing for Harrison Barnes today. You want to hear this for my degenerates out there?
I love Harrison Barnes.
So here's some potential basketball history in the making today. If Harrison Barnes scores 17 points or more today, it'll be the first time in NBA history that a roster has 8 or more guys average 10 plus points in a game.
Well,
So
he should be playing. He might
will
start.
Harrison Barnes will be playing. So
They clinched
today.
They clinched the 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna probably
So
rest
no one's
everybody else. So
playing, yeah.
Harrison Barnes is gonna get up. It's gonna be David Robinson when he won the scoring title, if you remember that back in the day.
He just needs 17.
David Robinson got force-fed like 40-plus shots just so he can win the scoring title on the last day of the season. Mike Piazza, a guy that you want to talk about a really, really cool story. And who says having Italian ties don't pay off at the end of the day? Having your godfather be Tommy Lasorda, definitely a nice ace to have up your sleeve. Got drafted. Crazily enough, I want to make sure that I get this right really quick, because back in the day, baseball drafts used to go 50-plus rounds.
I think he was like a 40th. He was a late rounder.
Oh, damn it. So in my head, I was going to say he was a 52nd round pick, but like you, I was like, that sounds too deep. Pause. This one actually way crazier. He was a 62nd round pick. I mean, when you start talking about for a 30, well, let's see. This was back in, what year was this? 1988. So, I mean, okay.
I
So
think the problem here is.
so what? There were what, 28 MLB teams because the Rockies and Marlins were in the
could
league.
you just imagine? You're just like in the Rays. You're like in the draft.
In the Rays, yeah.
You're in the draft, and you're just like, guys, we've been at for 60 rounds. Just take whoever. Throw a dart.
I was just gonna
at
say
the board. Like whatever. Whoever it lands on, we'll take them.
The 14th pick of the 62nd round. My delivery
Mike
guy.
Pizza.
Mike Pizza.
He's the lowest drafted player in the Hall of Fame, though.
Mike, the delivery guy.
Right.
Mike Piazza, to me, I mean, if you look at the numbers here, again, funny that we keep talking about guys that are close to 60 WAR. He basically has that right on the dot.
And that's all like offensive numbers.
Oh, yeah,
Because
sure.
the defense is
To me,
noticeably.
a lot of people would argue, look, I don't think this is close. I think he's easily the greatest offensive catcher of all time. All due respect to guys like Roy Campanella, Johnny Bench, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves.
Johnny Bench would be the line of standard, I think, for offensive catching.
I would agree. I mean, Johnny Bench all around is the best catcher.
I'm saying, yeah, like that's
all around. Yeah, for sure. But for Mike Piazza, I mean, just look at these gaudy numbers, bro. 427 career home runs, a 308 average. I know batting average doesn't mean anything anymore, but good God, for your whole career as a catcher.
What's his OPS?
You want to take a guess before I tell you? For his career.
860.
922. An OPS plus of 143.
Well, when we were talking last Sunday, if you guys want to rewind 1 week, and you were telling me, this is what you said to me. You said, imagine a guy using batting average in today's arguments. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I'm like, I do need you to hit at least above 200. That's kind of like the bare minimum. I know Schwarber had the one ridiculous season. Former catcher, by the way. The ridiculous season where he hit like 194 or whatever and hit like 45
home runs. Yeah.
So like basically every time he made contact, it was a bomb. But
yeah, he's the ultimate. Which, by the way, Kyle Schwarber, we get a lot actually in baseball mixers for licensed jerseys here at Ultimate Autographs. But Schwarber's like that ultimate. He's the ultimate 3-true outcome guy, and I feel like a lot of teams try to replicate him, which at the same time really hurts the game. Look, baseball's been doing a lot of good things in terms of like technological advancements in recent years, ABS, the challenge system, the pitch clock, et cetera, et cetera. But like the 3-true outcome stuff to me, like again, I see way too much. I like putting the ball in play.
Yep.
Make your defense, again, drop a bunt in certain situations.
I also think there's still a value like in the strikeout. Like, yes, I agree with you. I would rather you put the ball in play. If there's no one on base, I do want you to put the ball in play all the time. But sometimes putting the ball in play with the run on first.
Yeah.
Always kills it. It always kills
anything is possible, though. A booted ground ball, whatever, an overthrow at first, whatever it might be.
Well, this is what I say in my family game. Put the ball on the ground because then two people have to make a play.
Yeah.
Like, make them make the play. That if you lose because that guy threw a dot and gunned you out, that's just how it is. I'm sorry, that sucks. But make them make the play, and that's how the Cubs lost yesterday. They did not make them make the play.
Every time you hit the ball in the air, You owe me 20 push-ups. How the hell am I supposed to swing the bat when I can't even lift my arms?
Exactly.
Man, those were the days. Mike Piazza, Ken Griffey, Albert Bell, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Tony Gwynn. Man, those were the days. Yeah, high batting averages and high volumes of testosterone that certainly were not enhanced by anything else.
This is an interesting case right here.
And who would that be?
Yadier Molina.
Yeah, Yadi's going to be a Hall of Famer. Yadi's going to be a Hall of Famer.
96 OPS plus.
No, I know. Just his defensive prowess.
But a silver slugger.
Yeah.
And again,
the prime of his career, he was an okay.
His batting average is a thing, but like 277 career hitting is not heinous.
No.
Like that's not. It'd be one thing.
Didn't walk and didn't slug a ton.
Yeah, no, but did he gun you out?
Yeah. Well, he's arguably
a guy you want to test?
How many defensive catchers can you say are better in your lifetime?
Oh, I would probably say none. Maybe Pudge in his prime.
Yeah, Pudge is up there.
But that's probably it. The Molina family in general.
Benji.
Jose.
Jose was great.
World-class level of catching.
Benji Molina, man. Benji Molina was
in the major leagues. But yes, Yadier is going to be a Hall of Famer.
How about a guy that went up against Yadier Molina head-to-head in a World Series in 2006?
Well, that guy, let's have a nice discussion here. Maybe Albert Pujols is the first best stretch of a career, right? First 10 years. Miguel Cabrera could arguably be the best hitter of the 2000s.
Well,
I did see him slap an intentional walk single back in the day.
Against Baltimore. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. A guy that ruined a lot of my childhood, over 500 career home runs, over 3,000 hits. By all regards considered also one of the best teammates of all time as well in Miguel Cabrera. A former Triple Crown winner in 2012. That's how we lost.
And ruined my life in 2003.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting to that.
Don't worry, people forget about that Marlins team. Just how unbelievably loaded they were.
Yeah, as basically a teenager.
Yep.
Miguel Cabrera in 2003, again, had nearly an 800 OPS. I just remember some of the battles that he had early on in the postseason against Roger Clemens as well.
You're like, who the fuck is this guy? You're just like, excuse me?
Yeah, 2003 for Miguel Cabrera, 20 years old. He had an OPS of 786 to 265, had 4 home runs over 17 games in the playoffs. Just a career 885 OPS in the postseason for Miguel Cabrera.
67.2 career WAR. Ugh.
Yeah, for a guy that really brought little to no value on defense over the course of his career.
Didn't he steal a Gold Glove at the end?
Started off.
No, he didn't. Okay, thank God.
He started off as a left fielder coming up for Florida.
Same with Albert.
And then eventually transitioned
Albert was
to third base. Third base. There you go. Jason Kendall.
Was Albert third base, left field, first base, or left field, third base, first base?
Left field, third base, first base. Yeah.
Same trajectory.
Same trajectory. Yeah. Same trajectory.
101.
Same trajectory, just different country of origin. That is all. Wait, because Albert, who did Albert just manage in the WBC? Was that the DR?
Yeah.
Was that the DR? Yeah. And then Miguel Cabrera was on the coaching staff for Venezuela, who won.
Oh, what do you know? Impact hitting. What do you know? I do like that though. The manager for Venezuela, like I don't know who he is, but his like staff.
I'm trying to remember.
It's like Johan Santana. Yeah. It's Miguel Cabrera, Robinson Chirinos, just like Johan Santana, Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera, MVP.
Loaded.
MVP. Robinson Chirinos. Maybe one of the best like backup catchers of all. Naming again, backup catcher is not gonna be a Hall of Famer, but like you put him on your team as a backup catcher, and you're like, okay, we're safe. We're good back here, you know, like a really solid defensive catcher.
Yeah.
He's serviceable, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, that team was just balanced, and they won it all. They won the WBC, which is incredible. Wow, that's an incredible helmet right there.
He's no Rod Barajas, but in terms of backup catchers.
Rod Barajas.
Or Toby Hall. Ted Simmons. I
love
it.
Or Martin Maldonado.
I'm not going down this road. Not going down this damn road.
He's our legend. He's a dual Chicago team legend.
For sheesh. Just give me Charles Johnson already and end my day. Michael Strahan ended a lot of opposing quarterbacks' days on any given Sunday. A 2-time Super Bowl champ, and Michael Strahan, who was basically one of the biggest fixtures as to what led to the best or biggest upset in NFL Super Bowl history, in my opinion, taking down the undefeated 2007 New England Patriots, who I believe closed at 11 or 12-point favorites going into that Super Bowl against the New York Football Giants. Him, Justin Tuck, and crew ended up pulling off one of the best wins in NFL history. When you think of the New York Giants, I feel like this guy has to be on the Mount Rushmore. Again, you got, Lawrence Taylor, who's widely considered to be the greatest defensive player of all time. Michael Strahan certainly is not too far behind him. Beautiful custom speed flex. How about a guy who was one of the best goaltenders in the game today, Igor Shesterkin. Now, I will be honest, my Shesterkin knowledge is not as deep as as they probably should be, but Shesterkin, over the last number of seasons for the Rangers, he's been a Ranger his entire career. He's a former Vezina Award winner in 2022. That is given to the best goaltender in the league that season. And he has just been an absolute monster. A career save percentage, Steven, of 92%. I don't think I ever had scored a 92% on anything in my life, and that is an average day at the office for Igor Shesterkin in net for one of the original 6 franchises in the New York Rangers. This is still here in the series, guys. Denver Broncos speed flex on a tri-sign flex between John Elway, Rod Smith, and Ed McCaffrey. Doesn't get much better than that. Custom rip speed flex right there. 97 on the single, 194 on the double, 388 on that quad. And how about the sun god to start off your Sunday on a bright and sunny start? Amon-Ra St. Brown. You want to talk about an underrated? This guy is as underrated gets. Outside of his first season in the NFL, he has been a 1,000-plus yard recipient at Amon-Ra. Just an absolute target and receptions merchant. A guy who, again, is going to be a main fixture for the Lions for a long, long time. Secondary headliners, how about 2 of the best to ever do it? Steven just talked about Miguel Cabrera being one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter of his generation.
It's Albert Pujols. I just really looked into the numbers.
Wanted the deep dive? Well, how about you throw this right-handed hitter in there and compare his peak to those guys? How about Frank Thomas, the big hurt?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Frank Thomas, you put his peak up against anybody else's peak in MLB history.
Well, you take Albert Pujols' first 10 years, and he has a 72.5 WAR.
Yeah.
And then you just take Miguel Cabrera's whole career, and he's at like a 66-point WAR. So,
yeah. I'm just...
yeah. Frank Thomas, though.
Frank Thomas, let me tell you.
Is he the best right-handed hitter? No, well,
he is
Albert now, but...
he is, to me, one of the best right-handed... Look, Frank, because of his size, a lot of people were misconstrued about... Because, look, Frank Thomas hitting 521 career home runs, that's nothing to snuff at, but you think somebody of his size that's basically Aaron Judge-esque, just with, better muscular tone. His career high at home runs was in 2000. He had 43.
That's that eugenics, though.
He had 43 home runs. Can't forget about that. But this is a guy, by the way, Steven, who had 300 more career walks than strikeouts in Frank Thomas.
That's silly.
A career 301 batting average, a 419 on base, and a 555 slugging percentage, a 156 OPS plus for his career. Now, OPS plus for those non-stat nerds out there, guys, that 100 is league average. It is weight adjusted to what the league average hitter was for that time period. Frank Thomas, for his entire career, is 56% better than his contemporaries. Albert Pujols in his career, Steven, just saying this is not the ultimate albeit stat, because Albert Pujols was a significantly better, more impactful defender, even though it's at a non-premium defensive position, because Frank Thomas was a DH for half of his career, so his WAR is a lot higher. But Albert Pujols, 145 OPS in his career. Yeah, OPS plus, and Frank Thomas, 156. Two-time MVP, back-to-back in 1993, 1994. Please do not talk to me about the 94 season, the strike-shortened season. It took potentially a World Series away from the White Sox in 1994.
I mean, yeah, potentially.
Now, for best team in baseball at the time of the strike in August. And you know why?
They had a better record than the Expos?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we were 30 games over. We were 70-something and 40-something in 94. Let me get the exact record here. Now, I can't freaking click.
And then that was the last time the strikes ever, the CBAs ever ended in the middle of the season.
Until this year.
No, it's not going to end in the middle of the season.
Not the middle of the season, no.
Yeah.
So Frank Thomas in that 94 strike shortened season, 113 games, Steven, had 106 runs scored in 113 games.
Jeez.
He led the league in walks. He had 109 walks, almost one per game to just 61 strikeouts, 38 homers, and 101 runs driven in, a 1217 OPS. At a 212 OPS plus, he was twice as good as the league average hitter in 1994. So
Popping off.
don't ever let anybody tell you. The kids these days do not understand how great Frank Thomas was. Brett Hull, the Golden Brett, he wasn't too bad either. Something that I never expected when I was lucky enough to start my position here, Stephen, back in August. Never did I ever expect to meet an athlete here on air at Ultimate Autographs. Lucky enough for me and Robbie Lopez back in October, had the opportunity of having Brett Hull himself on air, fifth all-time in goals scored, multiple-time goal-scoring leader in the NHL, specifically with the St. Louis Blues. And he was also a part of one of the most controversial goals scored in NHL history. Actually, a series-clinching winning goal in Game 6 of the 99 Stanley Cup against the Detroit Red Wings, who he would ironically end up winning a cup with a few years later in 2002 for Brett Hull.
Funny how it all works.
Yeah, and talk about a true full circle. So, and the guy that, when he was with Buffalo in 99, he scored against Dom Hasek to win that for Buffalo. And
Dommy?
And then when he ends up going to Detroit, he ends up winning with Dom Hasek with the Detroit Red Wings.
Well,
so
if you can't beat him.
If you can score goals on him, great. But if you can help score goals for him, even better,
right?
Even better. A couple other series to talk about here, guys, is we're right about the 950 mark here at Ultimate Autographs here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Stephen Ryan, and of course, it's your boy Rob Hill back on the mic with you guys. Happy to be with everybody here this morning. Again, feel free to let Stephen and I know how your Sunday is going, how you're planning on to get things done on your Sunday. We're looking to get things down and dirty here in the break room. Keep in mind, if you haven't seen so already, down at the bottom of the screen, we have the Weekend Warrior Wheel ×2. We are looking for our first break of the morning. We don't like to be lonely. Our conversation and our banter can only go so far. As much as Stephen and I enjoy being here with you guys, we are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to give you guys the best opportunity to get the best merchandise in the business at the lowest possible price point. So, again, guys, take advantage of all of these lovely opportunities we have on our break page. Touchdown Football Mixer, 5 headliners, 9 boxes. We are wide open in the singles, doubles, and quads. Very surprised, Stephen, no action is going on in the doubles for 168 because we have a Sam Darnold custom speed flex, the former 3rd overall pick out of the University of Southern California. Really, really nice custom here from Sam Darnold on the Honolulu Blue visor. And then you can double this up for just $168. With Trey McBride, the guy who just set the single season record for tight ends with 120 receptions across the NFL this past year. The Arizona Cardinals, they're basically an extinct bird at this point. They don't have a lot to hang their hat on. But one thing that they can do is that they can definitely feed Trey McBride as much as he wants. The guy is an all-pro tight end. Again, an awesome double up here, Steven. Again, for $168 for just one spot. If I was a betting boy, which unfortunately I am, I'd be willing to say this custom Sam Darnold is probably worth in the ballpark between $1,300 to $1,400, especially after becoming a Super Bowl champion. And this Trey McBride speed flex probably in the range of $900 to $1,000. Again, we're talking about a bare minimum, something that's at least a $2,200 to $2,300 value, Steven, for just $168. The only thing stopping you guys is yourselves. And again, we all have budgetary constraints and confinements, and everybody has to play to their own volition. We all understand that. But at the same time, we're talking about an opportunity to get yourself something that is 20 times the value of what you can buy in for between Trey McBride and Sam Darnold. Steven's been here for 4+ years. He knows. He's seen every single thing there is to see here at UA when it comes to manifesting, like, hey, you can win both of these items in a double, and then it ends up happening that very next double break. He's seen that probably more than anybody else here. I've seen it in my short time here at UA as well. That person can easily be you. Ryan McCall, good morning to you, my friend. He said, good morning, Rob and Steven.
Good morning, Ryan.
What's going on, Ryan guy?
I know Ryan's, I think Ryan's in the middle of getting the jersey, getting all the teams in the jersey, right?
Yeah, the 32-team chase. we had a lot of people that end up participating.
Once you start getting a few of the teams right, you're just like, I definitely do need to conclude, finish out the collection.
Yeah.
What teams are you still missing, Ryan? That's the question.
Maybe, just maybe, one of those teams could be a Denver Bronco. Custom Bo Nix Speed Flex. And I had a long-winded discussion with my Saturday morning producer yesterday, and Chinmay. And Chinmay is definitely on one side of the fence when it comes to Bo Nix. He's a Bo Nix detractor. Now, for me, I am definitely a Bo Nix enthusiast, and I had a lot of hesitancy until I saw him outplay Josh Allen in a playoff game. You ended up looking at both of their rosters, and again, I hate to keep bringing this back to the surface, Stephen, but again, for those that are betting people, those that understand lines and movements and things of that sort, even though the game was played in the Mile High City, they had the home field advantage, it was still a pick'em, basically meaning that it was projected to be a 50-50 game in the divisional round, and it's because of one person, Josh Allen, bringing that to the surface, the former league MVP. And every time down the stretch of that playoff game, Stephen, one of the best playoff games we had in this past postseason run, he matched him shot for shot. That corner deep ball to the end zone, I think it was to Marvin Mims, arguably the best throw of Bo Nix's career. That to me proved, and look, Bo Nix played in a lot of big-time games in college too, but that to me, Stephen, proved that he belongs and proves to me that he could be a franchise guy in this league. So I have to ask you, how do you feel about Bo Nix? Do you see him being in the same breath as guys in that draft class? Because we might look back at that draft class as an all-timer. I mean, we got Drake May, we got Caleb Williams, we got Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix.
So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a nice little fun comp. Do I think that I think Bo Nix is an NFL quarterback. Like, don't want to take that away from him.
Well,
but just listen.
Start in that bar.
Just listen. Just
down
listen.
here.
Yeah, no. But to me, of his classmates, of his recent graduate classmates, I think he'll be the first to win a Super Bowl. I think he'll be the Sam Darnold of his class. Maybe he won't get the recognition that a Caleb or a Jaden or a Drake get.
Who Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen were in Sam Darnold's class, correct? Okay.
But the first to win the Super Bowl was Sam Darnold because the franchises that they play for, unfortunately, I think for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson personally, it's a little too late because obviously you have to pay the quarterback.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you pay the quarterback, you can't pay other people, which helps the team tremendously because it is a team game still nonetheless. So, again, Bo Nix, you cannot take these things away from him. Most wins in the first year as a starter.
Damn right.
NFL history. You don't just do that if you can't play. Yeah, maybe he doesn't wow you like Caleb does or Jaden Daniels does. Gamer.
And let's just make this very clear. The Denver Broncos defense is a very, very good defense. But let's not get it twisted. This isn't an all-time great defense. It's a very good defense.
Yes.
They create a lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks. Without a doubt, they're a very good defense. But again, we're not talking about the 2000s Ravens. We're not talking about the 85 Bears.
Well, I think the days of those defenses are done.
I agree. And we're not talking about the Legion of Boom if you want to go a little bit more closer to modern era. But again, with all due respect, but I agree with you. I think Bo Nix definitely does leave a lot of meat on the bone. But again, he has proven to me, out of everyone in that draft class, Bo Nix to me has had the most impressive one-game sample size out of any of those guys.
Absolutely.
And again, and Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix all have playoff experience in just 2+ years now. So, and that's not a detractor on any of those four guys. But I think if you want to say whose ceiling is the highest, I would agree with you. I don't think Bo Nix has the highest ceiling out of those four quarterbacks. I'm still a Jaden Daniels believer through and through.
I don't think that's necessarily what. Again, I also think there's just a very underrated and not talked about enough, like, fit. Like, I don't know if Drake May has that success if he's a Commander or a Bear. I don't know. But I also think that Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, there's a reason they're the number 1 and number 2 picks.
What do you mean his success? Do you not think that he's as successful?
Yeah, I don't think he's as successful.
So
if he's not a Patriot.
Going from a 4-win team the year before to what he did this past year.
I think Mike Vrabel was also a big part of that as well.
Of course, but a head coach isn't worth 8 wins. It's just not. No coach in any
How
sport.
many wins do you think Vrabel's worth?
You think Ben Johnson's worth 8 wins?
I think in terms of turning everything around. Well, we were a 4-win team? 3-5-win team?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a 5-win
Yeah, but I think
team.
maybe...
So 7 wins.
Maybe in the sense of I don't know. It seems like it feels that way that they're worth that many wins because it's like the Patriots did upgrade a lot of things, I think. Maybe not in the sense of big names, but the Bears' infrastructure of the team was solid. Eberflus was heinous.
Yeah, no.
Just heinous.
No,
obviously they didn't believe in Gerard Mayo enough.
I've said it to you.
I do think the coach, maybe, but now next year, right? Could the Patriots end up with the same amount of wins they did last year? Yes, because they're playing a different schedule. The schedule, and the Bears could retract too as well because of the schedule.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this NFL. If you want to know why there's parity, the schedule plays a big time factor. I'm not saying the Bears and the Patriots are going to go to 4th in their division, but you know what? 2nd or 3rd is not out of the realm of possibility because guess who gets the 4th place schedule this year? The AFC East doesn't matter because they stink. But the Vikings.
Cardinals.
No, they do too. But the Vikings
we don't. You know why? Because we play against, 3 11-plus win teams in one division.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you.
Twice a year.
So the Vikings get the 4th place schedule, but they're going to have their tough time in the NFC North because that's just a good division as well. Maybe not 11-plus wins each, but the Lions, Bears, and Packers are not going to be cakewalks for them. But Kyler Murray gets a nice, fresh new slate against probably the Cardinals, honestly, as one of the teams. And then other 4th place teams in other divisions as well.
Yeah.
So I think there's a couple of different factors that contributed to that big of a flip. But do I think Vrabel and Johnson alone are worth 8 wins? Maybe not. Or 7 wins? Maybe not. But 4 at this moment?
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Now the test is really going to come this season. That's really where, all right, how good are you guys as coaches?
Can you do in the second act?
Yeah. Can you do it? Well, that's the baseball thing, right? Can you do it in the second act?
It's much different being
and everyone
the
on
hunted,
that board that's right there for the Weekend Warrior, they can all do it in the second act.
Without a doubt.
And
that's something that they've proven.
So
it's much different being the hunted compared to being the hunter.
Yep.
Totally different.
People respond differently to that different situation. Absolutely.
Without a doubt, my friend. And when it comes to getting into this break room and when it comes to getting into this Weekend Warrior, a lot of you guys play with the same level of ferocity, which I absolutely love to see. And saying in that breath, when it comes to going after guys like Adrian Peterson, Trey McBride, Sam Darnold, and Bo Nix, all of these guys are now established NFL stars in the game, including a guy like Devon Achane. Devon Achane, who unfortunately does not have a whole lot to work with around him. As of right now in Miami, it's gonna be him, Malik Willis, and then insert hopeful rising player here, insert hopeful hidden gem here, and then Miami offense. But again, Devon Achane, established star now, after he was 3rd in the league in rushing yards this past year. Trev said the NFC North, each team will be 1-1 this year, I think, against one another.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
That's a very real possibility.
Yeah, Broncos and Patriots will both take a step back. So, Rye, are you a Chiefs fan?
I think he's a Chiefs fan.
I believe you're a Chiefs fan. So,
I think they're going to take a step back.
Okay, you know what? I want to hear from the chat out there this morning as well. I mean, I always want to hear from you guys.
I think all those teams take a step back because that's just the way the league is. Like that's why. Want to know why the NFL's king? Want to know why the NFL's number 1 in terms of all sports?
Parity.
Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. Parity.
So,
my bad. Usual, Packer fan, Travis.
My bad.
Usual.
My bad. 3 12-plus win teams in the NFC West. It's going to be an awesome season. I think it will be the most competitive season in the NFC North in a long time. So with that being said, I want to hear your.
I do think the Cardinals have a very unique opportunity.
Don't. Now with Gardner Minshew at quarterback.
No. Can you let me finish my words before you jump on my throat? Again, I'm not saying it this year. I think you guys have to wean some things out. And by weaning things out, I mean Matthew Stafford needs his last hoorah. He has to retire here soon. Just like physically speaking. the 49ers, I don't know how this isn't the last run before they move to somewhere not near a septic tank that causes Achilles tears. One more Achilles tears, and they have to consider moving to somewhere else. It's just insane how hurt they always get.
That damn power plant.
Dude, whatever. I don't know what's happening there. Seahawks, obviously, they're the defending Super Bowl champions. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they're obviously good.
Yeah.
They're obviously well coached, the whole 9 yards. Cardinals just need to start slowly building for the tide to change, because it will change. It will change. The Rams might take a step back. Again, when I take a step back, I'm not saying they're going to go from here to the bottom, but they might go from here to 9-8. Because wasn't it not this past year, but the year before, the Rams were like 9-8 or 8-9 or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of injuries for them.
Things happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Right now, this is not the Cardinals' year, but can they start putting pieces into place for when the moment strikes to take the NFC West back? I absolutely think they can.
I admire the optimism. I just have to, again, the Cardinals, I'm not saying that because I don't believe in this fully, but truthfully, they are one of the most cursed franchises, if not the most cursed franchise in the NFL. Again, they are a team, regardless if they played in Phoenix, regardless if they played, where they're playing at now. Ever since they moved away from Chicago a very, very long time ago, the franchise has never won since they've been in Arizona. So nothing is going to change. Look, I'm a fan of 3 different teams and 2 different owners, and Michael Bidwell and Jerry Reinsdorf, all teams that are ran like a mom and pop shop business. It starts from the top with ownership and goes on down. When you ever continuously wonder why that teams are always towards the bottom and it's always like a cesspool, it's like, damn. This is why have the Jets been a laughingstock for this long? Before Dan Campbell and a new regime came over, why has Detroit always been, there's always one common denominator, and it's at the very top with ownership. As long as Michael Bidwell is overseeing football operations or signing off on paychecks, whatever level of hand that he plays in that organization, that is how it's always going to be. And, it's just a shame that that's going to be the case, because there are some. And look, I admire the optimism. I do. I'm just talking about being honest here. We were 0-6 against our division last year, and here's the funny thing.
I'm not talking about being optimistic for this year.
We were 2-1 before Kyler Murray got hurt. We won, and all I had to hear, oh man, I almost went somewhere I almost not supposed to go to on air. We won 1 game after Jacoby Brissett got inserted in as a starter, but all I hear all season long is about how much better Jacoby Brissett is, how much better off this team is. I'm like, have you followed Jacoby Brissett's career up to this point?
There's a reason.
There's a reason, yeah. As an honest Chiefs fan, but even Steven started, even stated, schedules help teams. Mahomes' absolutely worst year versus the Patriots playing against teams, bad, choking teams. And Trev said, I'll be honest, the Lions, if healthy and on point, will have the slight edge this season.
All right, Ryan, honestly, where do the Chiefs finish in the AFC West?
I was actually going to end up asking.
Not the AFC West.
So I was going to ask you this. Give me
with Justin Fields.
Give me your before even draft season happens, because that'll probably end up changing a lot of projections of how teams go. But what's your bold prediction for this year? You just like a particular team, like what the Patriots did this past year. Superseding expectations. Seattle, same way. Hell, Carolina, same way.
Let me look at the NFL standings.
Yeah, that's what I had pulled up.
Because I think, again, I'm not saying that the Chiefs should tank, but if the Chiefs wanted to pull a Spurs, just get something, this would be the year to do it.
There's a Wemby coming out?
No. Well, haven't you heard? The 2027 class is the greatest of all time, and none of them have played a snap in the league yet.
Yeah, that's how it always goes.
That's how it always goes, right?
That's how it always goes.
They said they reclaim. Ryan, I think the Chargers. It's the Chargers or Broncos. I think the Chiefs should. Also, by the way, I did say, you guys, the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs this year. So, but your year from hell is over, right? Because that's how it always happens for the Super Bowl loser. One time in my life, the Super Bowl loser has gone back to the AFC title game, and that was the Cincinnati Bengals a few years back. Yeah. They always, something happens. It's just brutal. It's just brutal. I like Dom's one. I'm not going to take it, but I like Dom's. He thinks the Texans are going to come back and take the AFC.
I love that.
I love that take. I think CJ Stroud's about to come back. And let's relax.
Yeah. I had the Texans making the Super Bowl this past year.
I say CJ Stroud bounces back and guys, because the way CJ Stroud played that first year, I hadn't seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks play like that. Yeah. And again, this was his third year?
Yeah, third.
I think something's gonna click. I mean, they closed the season
on a 9-game win streak, 10 if you include that wild card dominance against Pittsburgh.
The defense is just otherworldly.
All they needed was not a extraterrestrial, out-of-body CJ Stroud in the postseason. If they had a good, competent, I'm not going to turn the ball over 4 times in the first half.
The rookie year CJ Stroud?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. If they get that guy,
they would have beat New England. Yeah,
they're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. They're going. Because again,
and then against Stidham in the championship game.
But again, even if they played Bo Nix in that scenario, I would have took the Texans. Because I think, you know me, I'm a story guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is they're taking their licks. This is the Texans taking their licks.
I thought the 2 best defenses in the NFL last year were Seattle and Houston. So, I wholeheartedly believe that, again, I think a CJ Stroud versus Sam Darnold Super Bowl, I thought that would have been kind of like a cool little thing as well, too. But I love that from Dom. So what are you gonna lean in towards then for your bold take? I already have mine ready if you want me to go first.
You please go first. I have to kind of develop it in my head.
And no, this is not going to surprise you at all where I'm going with this. I think I mentioned
the Cardinals win 1 game.
I mentioned that's not a bold take. That's called an accurate take.
That's facts.
That's straight facts.
Are you alting their under?
We're not under 1.5 and over a half. I'm going to, speaking of the Cardinals, wow, shocking, right? I'm going to go from a former franchise quarterback that's found a new home. He's going to take the Minnesota Vikings to the top of the NFC North. I
don't mind that take.
I wholeheartedly believe, and again, you can call this bias, and that's totally fine.
I think that NFC North flips.
I really look.
It goes Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers.
I think very similar. To this.
Well, actually, Bears might finish last. Honestly,
I think very similar to this year, dude. In that NFC North, I think it looks very similar in terms of the standings.
Yeah,
like the worst, quote unquote, worst team in that division is gonna win 9 games.
Yep.
And I don't think the top end team will win 11 or 12. I think that Minnesota wins 11 or 12 games. Look, they retained Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator. I thought that was a massive, massive move. Now, of course, they were running into some cap hell situation. They had to let go of Jonathan Grenard. They had to move on from Aaron Jones. But again, they have enough good offensive pieces in that system. Obviously, you have one of the greatest wide receivers in football history already in Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, and the guy that stirs the whole drink. You talked about coaching, right, with Ben Johnson. We've talked about it in numerous different places. Kevin O'Connell is one of the best offensive minds in the game of football. We've seen him get the most out of Kirk Cousins. We've seen him get the most out of Sam Darnold. Is this the time that we see him get the most out of Kyler Murray?
It's a number 1 pick. Also, by the way, when you watch Kyler Murray play, he does things that there are not a lot of players in the NFL that can do.
Yeah, it's just
he is that incredible of an athlete.
Yeah.
And that's where that baseball player in him comes. Like, he can make the
instinctual
throws, angle throws. He is incredible on that front.
And here's the biggest thing that I think people need to understand. Kyler Murray has never played with a top-end defense before. He has never had a top 10 defense in his entire career. So, again, I'm
not even calling the Vikings a competent franchise, but by proxy to the Cardinals.
Yes, I mean,
competent franchise.
No, it's completely night and day.
Okay, I think I've developed my call.
Go ahead
and
go crazy.
And Ryan kind of leaned into it. I'm not taking the Cowboys to win the division by 2 games, but I am taking the New York Giants to win the NFC East.
I'm not upset with
coaching. I don't know how Harbaugh's going to scheme it. I don't know how well Scadaboo's going to come back healthily, but I know he's going to run the football well. He's going to run it effectively, and they're going to play really good defense. They're going to keep games close. They're going to win by field goals, but they're going to win football games. And what does it come down to, ladies and gentlemen?
Coaching and execution.
Winning football
games.
Yeah. They had a minus 58 net point differential last season, okay?
It's really not that bad.
It's not as bad as you want to say it, right? If you want to divide that 58 by the 13 losses they had, that's 4.46 points a game. You are within a score. Okay? You're within a score, And I think that telling number right there is where Harbaugh, and I thought Dable was a fine coach, by the way. I thought Dable is a good coach. I still think he's a good coach. But Harbaugh, again, there's a difference between being a good head coach and a good coordinator. The head coach has a responsibility for the entire team, the entity itself. Coordinators need to focus on their section, you know? And Harbaugh, the only reason he left Baltimore was because, honestly, it was just time. It wasn't due to execution reasons or anything. I mean, obviously, when Lamar gets hurt, like, you can't control that.
Sometimes it just runs its course.
Exactly. And that's the whole situation.
Yeah.
It's just ran its course.
Same with Andy Reid in Philadelphia when he left.
Wasn't because too much winning. Just too much winning to be like, I can't fire that guy. Like, what?
Again, how the saying always goes, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
And again, I think the Eagles don't make playoffs.
I was going to say,
and that's a roster.
Now, look, I'm not going to equate this to making it sound like, we're, at a high school lunch table and I'm going to be like, hey, are the vibes good over here today? Like, how are the vibes? But
it's not good.
If we're going to turn ourselves into body language doctors, this is a code 5 level of bad.
Yeah, we got a jersey single as well.
Jersey single, awesome. Perfect. First break of the day, guys.
I'm not digging the vibes right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, here's another thing to kind of help your argument.
These things I'm hearing about Hurts is just not good.
Now, between Hurts, between AJ Brown, Sirianni, I look, again, perception is reality.
Which might make it seem that they won a Super Bowl even more impressive.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying the Eagles right now, this is crazy to say considering all the success they've had under Sirianni. If I had to put 5 seats up here and call them, what 5 head coaches are on the hot seat going into this year, he without a doubt is occupying one of those top 5 hot seats.
I also think
there's no doubt in my mind.
I know Ryan picked the Cowboys to win.
I love the Falcons pick too, but here's the thing with the Falcons with the 2,000-yard rusher.
Cowboys can't play a lick of defense.
Which, again, by the way, that was going to be my thing to help your argument with the Giants. Dallas last year was second in the NFC East with a 7-9 record. They had a minus 40 point differential, and like you said, the Giants had 3 less wins, but only had 18 points fewer in terms of point differential.
The Giants can play games; they just can't finish them.
It's also the talent was very deficient as well.
Yeah, and again, what pick do the Giants have? They have to have a solid pick, don't they?
They have their first round pick this year.
Does Malik Neighbors come back too?
Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo. Yeah. I'm a Theo Johnson guy. And again, just keep in mind.
I've liked their defense the past few years, but sometimes when you don't have an offense,
you got to listen.
You can only play so much defense. Because again, it's like pitching, right? They're gonna give up points.
Yep.
You got to be able to score at some point.
One number.
I can imagine. I can definitely see B. John. I think the Falcons do win the South. It's gonna be competitive with Carolina.
Yeah.
But I think the Bucks are gonna be annoying.
I have the Giants at 3 in the division, just below the Eagles. Harbaugh gets it year 2. Very plausible. The thing is that
what does he turn Jackson Dart into?
Yeah, I mean, taking over for Jackson Dart's development's going to be the whole key to that thing.
Team? Russell Wilson?
I don't know actually. I think he's a free agent.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I think he signed a vet minimum. Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be too upset if he threw back Russell Wilson, revived him. God, I'm a Russell Wilson guy, but I understand why not anymore.
I don't like how and again, I'm not trying to sound like old man yelling at a cloud over here because I'm still way too young for that. But I feel like a lot of young football fans that kind of have seen Russell Wilson's career the last 4 to 5 years.
Not the real part of it.
Not the real Russell Wilson, yeah, which is just kind of sad because Russell Wilson in his peak was a top 3 to 4 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
But also again, was he that or was it defense all time? I'm like, can't it be both? They dominated people.
Yeah, well, don't ask the guys on that defense how they feel about Russell Wilson.
That's true.
So, first break
in the time,
of the
though,
day.
they were okay with him.
In the I was going to say, when you're hosting Lombardies and going back to the Super Bowl, everything's all, peaches and cream. But let's see. Strong side jersey at number 16. First break of the morning. Shout out to you guys round of applause. Let's get right into it here. Strong side jerseys. We got some very strong candidates. Speaking of those Dallas Cowboys, how about their superstar wide receiver, Cedarian Lamb, also known as CD. Chris Carter, all he does is catch CDs and appear in our headliners. We also have Johnny Lynch and Rod Woodson. I really want to see that Rod Woodson Bumblebee throwback design jerseys. That would be nice. And then secondary headliners.
If you could pick one division to finish 500 or above, all 4 teams.
The North.
You're going to pick the NFC North again?
Okay. NFC North. And if I no, I can't choose the AFC West because of the Raiders.
I'm going to take my juicy pick. The AFC South. I don't know how they do it. I'm just saying I think they improve.
Do you think Tennessee has a better chance of being 500 or Las Vegas?
I think Tennessee has a better chance of being 500.
Fair. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so we're starting off with some absolute heat this morning in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. It's a Sunday morning, and this guy, back in the day, the inception of Red Zone in this era, this guy, you couldn't even be seated down just yet to start off your Sunday, because there's a good chance this guy was already returning a kickoff into the end zone. The all-time kick return touchdown leader, Devin
great
Hester.
Start. Let's go.
Jill Labovitz, Jilly Beat, the cowgirl, gets her the all-time kick return leader, a guy that I think without a doubt has to be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. In Devin Hester, the guy literally changed the rules. Anytime you are so dominant at a single facet of a sport, Steven, to the point where they have to actually change the rules, yeah, that's what Devin Hester did for the game of football. Again, also for a lot of our minds, specifically Bears fans, the most electrifying start to a Super Bowl ever in 2006 against the Colts.
I was going to say, if you were to build the game plan, which I guess you can't really include kick returns in the game plan, but you're like, to win this Super Bowl, he would definitely need to return one. And then he did. And then, yeah, Peyton Manning had
And then it still wasn't close.
Yeah, yep. Well, again, you got to score points, right? Your defense can only do so much.
I think the ultimate level of, he's a filler. Yeah, he is a filler indeed, which is pretty wild, actually. Usually, whenever we do get Devin in the room, he is typically a secondary headliner. Anquan Bolden and Cortland Sutton still rocking strong there. So that's a bear I would love to have in my collection. That's strong words coming from our guy Packer fan Trev.
If the mock draft goes accordingly, according to the NFLTankathon.com, Fernando Mendoza #1.
Yep.
Arvell Reese the edge for going to the Jets. I like this pick for you guys. The tackle from Miami.
Yeah.
It's not sexy, but I don't think there's a player in this draft that changes your franchise.
I don't know who he's going to be protecting, but yeah.
Somebody.
No, I know they definitely need some line help for sure.
Jeremiah Love to the Titans. #4 overall.
Will instantly make the Tennessee Titans. Hey, 500. I mean, Jeremiah Love and
I'm just asking, yeah.
And Cam Ward. I'm a Cam Ward guy. I think Cam Ward is really good.
I think he has talent, and I know Saleh did not have a good track record with the Jets, but they won some frisky games, okay? Yeah. They competed pretty well. And like we say, the grass isn't always greener, right?
The way that I look at that team too, what was his name? Bryce Callahan? Or Bryce Callahan, the former nickel tackle. But
for which team, the Jets or the Titans?
Titans. What's his name? Brian Callahan, the former head coach. Easily the worst head coach in the league last season, Brian Callahan, for the Titans. Now that he's out the door, like you said, with Saleh, hey, I mean, I know what, like you said, what Saleh had done.
Wow, they have a myriad of quarterbacks in their room right now. Oh, God.
But
Cam Ward, Trubisky, Will Levis, and Hendon Hooker's there.
Jeez. Trubisky.
But Pollard and Love, that's a stable running back room.
Yeah.
I also was a fan of the Alec Iomaner guy.
Yeah. Nice young
and again,
receiver.
you can go get another receiver in the 3rd round as well to help that development. They had Calvin Ridley again. Apparently a lot of people are all high on Wan'Dale Robinson as being a 100-catch, 1,000-yard receiver guy this year.
Dude got paid.
And then we know Saleh can coach defense. So whether they have the roster of players to play that great defense,
I will be telling you this right now. Come August, last week of August, when I'll be doing my my yearly fantasy draft in my main league. Well, you could bet your bottom dollar Wan'Dale Robinson will be on my team. He is going to be a late round sleeper. People are going to forget about Wan'Dale Robinson. He is going to be a great flex play every single week.
It's going to be tough to find 9 wins. Well, hold on. They get a 4th place schedule.
They're going to be
okay. Oh, that was last year. Do we have 26 at all?
Yeah, if they got 26, can we map it out?
No data of it. Oh, but can I see the teams? Don't they have the teams already? They don't have the order, but they have
their head coach's head. Their head coach's head is as shiny as their new look helmets in this.
That's true.
Facts are spoken.
Okay, so yeah, we know they get the usual suspects. They get Cleveland, the Jets, Philadelphia, who is a better team.
So this is confirmed.
These are their opponents. We don't know the order.
So here, start from the top.
Cleveland, the usual 3 suspects: Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville.
So 2 times against them.
Mm-hmm. This is their home games: Cleveland, the Jets, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Washington.
They want.
And then on the road, obviously Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Baltimore. Baltimore's better, no doubt. Cincinnati, Dallas, Detroit, Vegas, and the Giants.
That's tough.
That's tough, yeah.
I mean, I think they can. They would have to.
They'd have to probably split within the division.
They'd have to. Yeah, I just
minimum.
Last
Cleveland
year on the road,
Jets.
Last year on the road, they were 2-6 and 1-8 at home.
Cleveland Jets, Cincinnati, Vegas are the 4 other ones that I'm like, okay. And again, Cincinnati, they might lose because if Joe Burrow's playing.
I think the easiest way to look at it is what are the teams that you just can't conceivably see them beating, unless there's a major injury at multiple positions.
Baltimore.
Okay.
And, I'll say it like this. Can they beat the Giants? Yes. The only reason I didn't say they'd beat the Giants because I just picked the Giants to win the NFC East. But, I don't know what's going to happen with the Giants. I don't know who's going to be started. And is Baltimore better with the new coach? Baltimore's a better roster. Yeah. I'm going strictly off roster. They might not be the better coach. You're absolutely correct on that front. But again, Philadelphia, bad vibes. Pittsburgh, who's throwing the rock there? Better franchise, sure, but we're not talking about franchise. We're talking about the 2026 season.
Will Howard.
If Will Howard's out there tossing, I don't know.
Number 1
Washington.
Pick, here we come.
Washington, what are we getting? Do we know what we're getting with Washington? Yeah, and I believe in Jane Daniels too. I don't know what I'm getting. There's a lot of iffiness in terms of their opponents that they're facing. Detroit. Should Detroit beat them? Yes.
You don't know?
What if Cam Ward is, him?
Get those MVP.
What if there's that growth?
Hey, who would have saw Drake May finishing second in MVP voting? Just saying. For a 4-win team.
For a second year?
Yeah, for a second year. You never know.
I'm just saying, you do not know. And again, obviously Drake May took that team to the Super Bowl, which is crazy to think about. But I don't know. If Cam Ward finds this team to a playoff somehow, we have to talk about him at that same level. That's the problem with the most valuable player award, is that there's always a connection with that player being connected to like a top team in the league.
Yeah.
But like sometimes the most valuable player is a guy who is really on a 3-win roster but takes into 11 wins.
Pretty well.
It's a very real thing that happens, and they don't get the votes necessary. But people don't talk about Jeffrey Simmons. We've had him a few times here in the room. That dude's one of the best D tackles in the game. He just plays in Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with him. So, do I think they could compete with Indianapolis? Yeah. Houston, again, that defense is... Houston should win that division, but, Jacksonville's going to be tough. The Colts are always solid. But I think they could. I think that whole division could go above 500.
Yeah. And always got to give a lot of love to teams that end up rebranding their logo and their look, too.
Well, the baby blue and red is always just...
I was going to say the vibes are high in Tennessee.
Higher than Philadelphia.
Just a quick look throughout the room real quick, guys. 11 boxes, 5 headliners to go. Matthew Stafford, custom speed flags, the reigning NFL MVP. If you didn't think that Matthew Stafford was an MVP going into, or excuse me, a Hall of Famer going into last season, well, he has definitely stamped his Hall of Fame legacy, being one of the oldest quarterbacks in NFL history to win the award. Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player of all time, also a former MVP winner from the defensive side of the ball, one of a select few players to have done that. Terrell Davis in a select club as well. Again, we get some of the greatest players of all time in this room. If you don't know this already, guys, one of 9 2,000-yard rushers to ever have that in a season. 2017, a Hall of Fame inscription for Terrell Davis. From one Terrell to the other, Terrell Owens, a guy that we don't get a whole lot of here in the break room. And Terrell Owens on an eclipsed Dallas Cowboys makes it that much better. Devontae Adams, secondary headliner. Again, Devontae Adams, a guy that we talk about a lot of here. We've gotten more and more in the room lately. 8th all-time in receiving touchdowns. A guy that I think all of us would consider a Hall of Fame level talent. Fortunately, Steven, I think as time goes along after Devontae Adams eventually does retire, I feel like he'll unfortunately kind of get forgotten a little bit because it's been so long since we've seen him play for the Green Bay Packers. I think it's been about 5 or 6 years now. And who knows how many more years he plays. It could be a 7 or 8 year gap by the time that he retires and he plays with the team that he's probably going to go into to Canton with. So, in the Green Bay Packers. I just feel like he's vastly underrated, and he definitely deserves to be more than a secondary headliner, in my opinion. So talking about those 3 main series again, talking about some of the other series we have remaining left, a lot of good stuff, guys. 7 series up on the website. Ray Lewis authentic, the all-time tackles leader in NFL history. Is Baltimore better with a new head coach? Ryan was asking earlier. I'll tell you this, Ryan. They'd be a lot better with this guy at the linebacking position. Now, how can Ray Lewis come out of retirement and help the Ravens? He can't. But what he could do, I would love to see Ray Lewis as a coach on the sidelines. Could you imagine that?
I don't know about if you knew this in high school, or if you saw this in high school, but there was always a guy on the staff, and my friend was this for his local high school team as well, like just the vibes guy. Like the guy the players could go talk to, generally like a former player. Just hire Ray Lewis as like a special consultant to just go to the practices on a daily basis. Like, he preaches his insight. He doesn't detail you on the X's and O's, but he's just like a hype up guy.
Yeah.
Like, he controls the playlist. Like, he's just there as that would be a great role for him.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm sure he could coach too. I'm not doubting that.
I think
I'm just saying what he did that was so special were those aspects of it.
I remember what was this, week 1 of this past year, the first Sunday night game was Baltimore and Buffalo. That was that 40-40 shootout. That was that crazy comeback at the end when when Baltimore came back on Buffalo. And at the start of that game, he was hyping up former Chicago Bear Roquan Smith before walking out and kind of just getting his ear, and they were kind of talking about them making that a focal point of the broadcast for a little bit. And again, I kind of just think that that's a really, really underrated thing. How do you guys decide which series is next? Good morning, James. What's going on, Mr. Jimbo? To kind of sort of get into specifics, but not specifically on the specifics. We have a number of different series lined up now. Of course, some are predetermined in terms of, for example, the Vault currently being in the room, which is that custom Baker Mayfield and the Jalen Warren secondary headliner. The Vaults and Diamonds, 9 times out of 10, Steven, they're going to rotate. So once the Vaults are gone, we have a Diamond series waiting in the wings to file in after that. Same thing with the practice squad and the minis. There's a reason why that those two are never on the site at the same time. The jerseys obviously always rotate itself, and then the mixers is what we like to do to keep you guys guessing. How we decide, here's the fun fact. I don't know if many of you folks know this out there. The guys that the beautiful faces you're staring at on screen right now, and Steven and I, we do have some say, but we do not create the series. That is out of our pay grade. That is out of our control. We do get an understanding of what's going to be coming in the series that are being dropped for sure. But we do not really have a say in that. We have an entirely different department that is made up for that. So, for example, when you get some of the creativity and some of the great series that we get here, like, for example, the Weekend Warrior. Weekend Warrior has been going strong for about 5 months now. Again, we've been doing online breaks for what, 6 years, 7 years now? So again, that's a brand new series that's just become a main staple that we've had. The Diamond series has been the original series that we've been doing since we've done online breaking. That has been here. The High Rollers series, which happens once or twice a month, typically during different weekday nights. Again, that's just a specialty featured series. One thing that we are trying to do more and more is that we're trying to, on every day of the week, have certain promotions going forward for you guys. And yeah, a lot of these things are kind of just determined behind the scenes. So
I just come in and they tell me what's next.
Exactly. But I look, all of the stuff that we get here, Jim, and I think you'd agree. Again, some of the best names and some of the best lids that you can find out there for memorabilia, like this custom Lawrence Taylor Speed Flex. Really awesome paint job, even nicer inscription. Very good chance, by the way, Stephen, that this was signed here in studio from our good buddy Lawrence Taylor. I should probably say Rip Camelucci's good buddy, Lawrence Taylor, a guy that was on air with him and Frankie not too long ago, talking about his UNC ties for his time, obviously, at the University of North Carolina. One of the greatest defensive players of all time, if not the greatest, the baddest MFer. Tony Dorsett and Warren Sapp, secondary headliners as well. A Cowboy and most likely a Buccaneer. Could be a Raider for Warren Sapp. Again, just alluded to this vault. No vault keys are left in this series. Steven, 7 boxes, 2 headliners. We have that custom Baker Mayfield. Again, very surprising to me. If we want a Diamond Series, my goal is to get a Diamond Series in by the end of the day today. Now, look, I completely understand when it comes to the hesitancy on getting in on some of these series, because, again, you see the Jalen Warren, you see the Baker Mayfield, but at the same time, we have 5 hidden gems. $100 and $200 price point. I'll tell you this right now. Again, I always like to say we have a zero scrub policy here. We either have Pro Bowlers, All Pros, Hall of Famers, always hiding out in the hidden gems. The regulars that play here long enough, you guys definitely know that that's very true. But here's the thing, a custom Baker Mayfield Speed Flex, easily going for more than $1,000. I'd say anywhere between $1,200 to $1,300 for the former first overall pick and Heisman Trophy winner. And again, you could get it for just one spot, get the party started at just $100. I didn't know if it was predetermined or drawn. No, it's an awesome question, actually. We rarely get that question, James, so I appreciate that. By the way, if you could just refresh that single home slice whenever you get the chance for the jerseys. Jersey single, I'll be popping up back next. So we're going to have, again, 6 headliners still to go up on that board. 8 boxes left to go. Only break we've done this morning, that Devin Hester single that we ended up having. CeeDee Lamb, Chris Carter, John Lynch, Rod Woodson, Anquan Bolden, and Cortland Sutton. Again, Rod Woodson, man. Look at the creativity on these jerseys, man. Look, I love myself a classic Pittsburgh Steelers home or away jersey as much as the next guy. But again, this is what makes it so unique. It gives it that style, that flavor, that taste. That's just so different from a lot of different things that you see here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room. John Lynch on the creamsicle as well. We do get creamsicles every now and then from time to time, but John Lynch, a guy that we also get rotating in through here, but the creamsicle, such a unique jersey, one of my favorite looking color schemes in the entire NFL. Really nice looking color scheme right there. So we got 4 to go in that Weekend Warrior Masters double. 4 to go in the touchdown mix-up. The minis, last series to talk about here. Wide open, across the board doubles and the quad, 5 headliners, 10 boxes to go. I'm blown away, dude, that we're not getting spots going in the quad for just 116. Out of the 5 headliners, 3 of them are a photo that are all in the same division. Devonta Smith, will he become the number 1 wide receiver in Philadelphia come week 1? We shall see. How about the former 2011 rushing yard champion for the Philadelphia Eagles? And LaShawn Shady McCoy. And, of course, a guy that loves to grace our break room so much, and Lawrence Taylor. Awesome to have these three guys be photo headliners. The champ in Champ Bailey here with us for the Denver Broncos, and Frank Gore as well, secondary headliner. So, with the, don't want to cue the group Europe and the song Final Countdown at all anytime soon here, because we got about 20 or so minutes, depending on how everything ends up transpiring here. Gonna go through the Weekend Warrior quickly, just show you guys the different double ups and quad up possibilities that we have for you folks. I've yet to do this again. Double chase wheel spin opportunity. So even if we do one break that's a single, for example, you're going to get your names in twice as many times. So the double is going to be the closest we get into right now. So instead of putting your names in 16 times, it would be 32 times, essentially the same times that it would be for a quad. Get your names in the bucket more times, win up to $100 by the end of the show. Trev said the high roller is usually the third Thursday of the month, and all Speed Flex series is usually the last Friday of the month. Exactly. So again, Trevor being the awesome guy that he is, which by the way, speaking being here on Friday, Trevor, man, I actually was watching it back yesterday of your appearance with. I didn't realize, man, that you were coming for our jobs here at UA with your on-air prowess, dude. It was insanely impressive. Did you happen to see our guy Trevor on air on Friday?
I was working, so yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to watch him on air. I saw him.
Gotcha.
This is not an offense to you, Trevor, or anything like that, but like when I drove into work, there was a guy eyeing me up in the parking lot. I'm like, what's about to happen to me? Like, I was like, I don't know. And he had a Packer hat on, so I was like, is this guy going to kill me? Like, I had no idea what was happening. I was very confused.
It made the 2-hour drive
but
down
it made way
to
more
take
sense.
down
He's
all
like,
of the Bears fans.
He's like, hi, I'm Packer fan Trevor. I'm like, this makes way more sense. I'm like, thank goodness. But I'm glad you got to come on the air. You got to see everything here at Ultimate Autographs. And again, appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come visit us.
I'm glad that you also, side note, glad that you fed us some delicious cheese, specifically cheese curds. The cheese curds were amazing. So had a little bit of those yesterday. So thank you for that, Trev. Just want to talk about the headliners.
Time of 1 second. MM Bowles?
Yeah.
Fire away.
Yeah, fire away. I appreciate the kindness of saying, can I ask some questions? Yeah, whatever questions you have, feel free to let Steven and I know. Hopefully we can answer everything for you. While you type your questions in over there, Bowles, I'm just going to show the double-up possibilities for what we got here. So these are the divisions for the Weekend Warrior. Now, of course, because this is a mixer, we do this by teams. We do not do this by prototypical NFL divisions. So the 49ers, White Sox, and a league of their own. So the 49ers was pulled. That was the Joe Montana Custom Speed Flex. But the White Sox is going to be Frank Thomas. And a league of their own, we shall see. Is it Madonna? Is it Gina Davis? Is it Tom Hanks? We will find out who was going to sign that. I'm new here, so I really don't know how things work. Well, Bowles, you came to the perfect comment section to ask. Yeah. First of all, welcome to Ultimate Autographs. I'm going to do a couple of things here to make your life as easy as possible. So, just to get this out of the way, the most important thing is that you are stepping into, virtually, a live break room where you are buying spots for an opportunity to win some of the best memorabilia in all of sports. So, again, I'm going to drop this here for you. I'm going to show, first of all, I'm going to send you the our website right here. We're going to drop the link.
And this is also excellent because we're 2 away on this touchdown football mixer.
Okay.
So hopefully once we kind of break it down, MM Bulls, you'll get to see a break happen.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of see what you want to get into.
Yeah, you guys only broke one box so far. Let's go. Couldn't agree more, Jimbo.
Hey, Jimbo, man, I can't make you take your card out and pay. So we can't pay, we can't play. Who wants to win autographed memorabilia for the fraction of the cost? That's the question here.
Every single morning that I wake up, Jimbo, to come here, I pray that I leave here with just my hands being decimated with paper and box cuts, because that's what I want to have. I want my hands to be sore from breaking open so many
American
boxes.
Dream.
And again, hopefully we can get our first double in of the morning with that touchdown football mixer coming up next. So Bowles, let me get back on track here for you. So you click that link, right? And this is where you get to. Click this right here where it says watch how live breaks work. I'm actually going to drop this link for you as well. This is a wonderful 2-minute description that we have here for you. So what's the best option to have a chance to win multiple times? Okay, well, that's a great question. So if you watch that 2-minute describer, it might help you out a little bit. But to answer your question specifically, let me go into a real-world scenario with you here. So Steven just mentioned the touchdown football mixer, right? So we have 3 different options for break types most of the time in most of our series. So we have a single, a double, and a quad. So if you buy into a spot for this double, for example, at $168, if you end up buying one spot, it's $168. If you buy end up 2, of course, it's twice the amount of that. This would actually end up closing out the break. So the double means that 2 boxes will be opened once this ends up closing out. Now, what you see here at the very top, you see 5 headliners and you see 9 total boxes that are remaining left in the series. The 5 headliner items, so this is what our headliners are. We start off with the headliner graphic and we start off with 3 secondary headliners. These are the 5 remaining items because we've already done 21 boxes in this series. Typically, series go at either 30 or 40 boxes. 40 boxes usually come in our mini helmets and our jerseys. 30-box series will come in just about everything else. Here are all the headliners that are left in the series. Bo Nix Custom Speed Flex, Sam Darnold Custom, Trey McBride, Adrian Peterson, and Devon Achane. So in this series, Bulls, this is by NFL divisional breaks. So it's an 8-spot divisions, hence why we have 8 spots available. So for example, you want to get in the NFC West because you got Sam Darnold and Trey McBride. So what would happen once all 8 spots are filled out, you see this right here. I would take all eight of these names, kind of like what we just did in this last jersey break. And then you see this dice right down here where I'm pointing at. This resembles our randomizer. So this randomizer right here, that number 6 is how many times I go around in the real randomizer. Again, this isn't real. I'm just using this as an example, guys. 6 times around. Then I would copy and paste this into the division spot right here where all of these names already are, and that determines what division you get. Then we open up the 2 boxes, and let's say we end up landing, for example, we open up a Devin Hester jersey. Devin Hester on a Chicago Bears jersey. He played in the NFC North. That's going to go to Jill Labovitz, and that's essentially how it works. That's a long-winded explanation, but at the same time, it's very, very simple. It's very easy to catch on. But again, the only 2 ways, Steven, because again, when we always tell people you have a chance to win memorabilia, well, there is 2 ways that you can actually guarantee yourself an item. For example, if you want to get into this touchdown football mixer series and you're just salivating, you're like, I have to have one of these items. Well, guess what? If you buy out all 8 of these spots, which means that it would be 84 times 8. So for example, that would be $672. You would guarantee yourself an item. Now, what item that is, Steven, we do not know what that is going to be out of these 9 boxes, but you could guarantee yourself that. Or you go to the very top here where it says buy a mystery box, and then we have 4 different items available for you. We do not open these up on air, but these get sent randomly to your address. You pay full price, $180 for the black box jersey, $175 for the mini, $380 for the rep, or $1,934 for the headliner package, which includes, by the way, a full-size authentic helmet, 1 replica, 1 mini, and 1 jersey. This guarantees you 4 items. In that instance, 1 item in the other 3. And that's how you guarantee yourself an item there. I won the Gronk last night in that series. Yeah, dude, the Gronk, that Gronk authentic, right, for the Patriots. Absolutely. I love Gronk whenever we can get that in the break room, man. Absolutely love Gronk.
Does not come around all too often. So, way to take advantage, Jimbo.
So, speaking of taking advantage here, who is going to take advantage in the next last couple of moments here that we got going on? So, no chase wheel spin as of yet, which, by the way, the chase wheel spin determines, for example, we have not gotten into the Weekend Warrior so far this morning. But if we do end up doing a Weekend Warrior box, every name that participated in that break will get a chance to win some UA Store credit back at the end of the show. And speaking of UA Store credit, you don't have to get rewarded UA Store credit to get rewarded. Every single time that you play in a break here at Ultimate Autographs, you are accumulating rewards points. How many times in life do you get to do something, win or lose, and you get rewarded for it? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not walking around holding a bunch of participation trophies.
I didn't grow up then.
I was gonna say when I take my morning grumper in the morning, nobody's standing there holding me a participation trophy. That would be very weird.
I am jealous of my son.
But here good job, Luka.
He gets to eat M&Ms every time.
Guys, really?
Yeah, that's how we wean.
That's the most efficient delivery system.
I'm just gonna say he doesn't miss. He doesn't.
Parenting 101, guys. I want a Jim Kelly on Thursday. That's not Jim, that's both. I want a Jim Kelly on Thursday. Dude, that's awesome. So you won the Jim Kelly on Thursday. So you have played here at UA before. So do you have any other questions on how things work? So, you don't need any advice from Steven and I if you've already won in the break room before. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, you seem more experienced, or we're equally experienced, because I did win the one time. But you know what you're doing.
That was
we do have a touchdown double.
Perfect. Let's get down to it. Awesome, guys. Touchdown mixer closed.
I also have to tell you what my son said yesterday. It was very awesome to hear from me, but you have to watch these kids, okay? They're slick.
Kids say the darndest things.
So he did not go down for his nap in the afternoon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and him and his sister sleep in the same room. So he just started wailing, like crying, and I was like, oh, joy. Like, I can't keep him in there, to cry it out, because he's just going to wake someone up. Trying to find this touchdown football. Why?
Yeah, we're going to get that touchdown football double loaded up for you guys. So
when my wife woke up, came downstairs, and she's like, oh, you didn't nap? He's like, no. And he's like, I was really sad. I was like, oh yeah, what were you sad? He's like, the Cubs were on. I was like, you can't doubt him. You can't, whatever you like. Oh, he won't understand. No, he knows. He knows what to do. Yeah. He knows what it's about.
He's gotten the message delivered to him since day one.
You can't sit there.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, don't doubt him. He knows exactly what he's doing.
So Bowles said, I just want to know what breaks I could enter that would give multiple chances if you have any.
All of them.
All of them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you say multiple chances, like I was mentioning earlier. Again, anytime you see the doubles or the quads, and like for example, you're about to see a double break happen right now.
All in they see it. You see it right there.
Doubles
First one's
and quads.
the single, second one's the double, third one's the quad.
Yep.
Double 2 boxes, quad 4 boxes, etc., etc.
Yep. So let's get into this double. That is indeed
it's there.
Loaded in. Thank you, my man. My daughter thinks our bed is her nap bed.
See, yeah. You can't. See, I'm lucky there on that front, but that don't mean it's not coming along, right? Like
2 numbers for the touchdown mixer double number 6. Thank you guys for closing this double out. I'm just glad we're going to be getting some lids on the table. Again, the NFC West is the division you want. Sam Darnold and Trey McBride, speed flexes, Bo Nix on the custom. The AFC West ain't going to hurt either. Adrian Peterson in that NFC North custom jersey, and Devon Achane. Achane. If you win the Devon Achane item, you get to name it whatever the hell you want. Nick Riggs, Dustin Aronson, Matthew Davis, Adam Meadows, James Randall, and Jason Oden. Shout out to you, J.O., for closing out this sucker. Appreciate you, my man. Sorry. Just this isn't even a flex. This is just a tattoo. Tattoos are not flexes, people. Don't let anybody tell you differently. But every time I see my tattoos, because I forget my tattoos are there a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I really, really want to go out and just keep adding to mine. I haven't gotten a tattoo in 3 years. Yeah, do one. Oh, anybody that has tattoos out there, once you get your first one, you cannot lay off. I got my first 4. I only have 4 tattoos.
And that's why I don't have one.
I only have 4 of them, and I got them all within about a year to a year and a half span. And then it's just like I haven't gotten one in a long, long time. I'm long overdue. Okay, so if I enter a quad any day of the week, I will get a division and have a chance to win at least one of 4 helmets. Yes. I was gonna say. Well, here's the caveat on this, and again, feel free to just chime in and say anything as well, dude. So the biggest thing with that is that
most of the concept right.
Yeah, exactly. So
it just depends on the break you get into. If you hop into the jerseys, you're not winning a helmet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're not guaranteed an item. Those are just the big caveats. But the nice thing about quads is that you can win up to 4 times potentially.
I will use this series as an example for you. Let's say you get into this quad for 632. This is all pro half and half full-size authentics. These are half speed flexes and half authentics. This is an all helmet series. So if you get one spot in that quad, you close that out, or excuse me, you get one spot in this quad, this closes out, then yes, you'll get randomly assigned a division. And then there is a chance, whatever division that is, let's say it's the AFC North. Well, guess what, Bulls? If all 4 helmets are players from the AFC North, it's your lucky day and you win 4 helmets. Unfortunately, of course, you are running the risk of, if you only buy one spot, it doesn't necessarily, because other people could have 3 spots. Other people can have 4 spots, 2 spots, so on and so forth. So, again, let me just randomize these names for you here, guys. Wheel times 2 from Jason. Going to randomize the names, and then I'm going to randomize the wheel and figure out what our boxes are going to be. Thank you, J.O. Hopefully your Sunday is starting off to a good start. Get you some wins here early, my man. Get your morning started off right. Trev said, if you get into a double or a quad, you can definitely double up. It's happened 3 times for me since the start of February. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying it can happen. It happens every day. So if you get a spot, good luck. Trev, you are the freaking man. And again, that is speaking from one of our wonderful regulars. So again, take that as definitely not as a grain of salt, but if it's not an ounce of salt, what is it? What's a good unit of measure? A ton of salt right there, because that's how much weight it carries for Trevor's opinion there. So he understands how it goes. So this is how the division's going to look like after it's been randomized. And now this is going to be a 30-box series. So because this is wheel times 2, pounds of cheese in my case. Yeah, there you go, pounds of cheese. So we're going to start on number 1 here, and we're going to figure out where we're going to go. We're going to start on 1 at Steven. We're going to go back to square 1 with box number 1 in this touchdown mixer, which we do not have. We have box 3, which is the closest box we have. So we'll start off with box 3 in the touchdown mixer. I really like the way you do your breaks. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I wish we could take full credit for it. But we I'm not going to call us pawns in the program, but we do our best. We want to make things as exciting for you guys, hence, dropping wheels like this and make it as interactive and as entertaining as possible. We're going to go with the 2 lowest numbers, 3 and 4 in the touchdown mixer. So again, for example, like Bulls, and I'm sure you've seen the program enough to kind of see how things go now, but when I asked for those 2 numbers and Jason typed in wheel times 2, that wheel determines randomly, again, you can choose your numbers if you're in the break. That's a huge thing to determine and understand. But since Jason chose the wheel times 2, basically fate is deciding what our boxes are going to be for this break. Steven's going to grab those in a second. What teams do you root for? It's another great question to ask. I know you said that you won the Jim Kelly. There's no better feeling here at Ultimate Autographs than when you end up winning your favorite player or favorite team that you're going after. So, Jason Odins in the NFC North.
3 and 4.
Yes, sir. And the AFC East. Nick Riggs in the NFC South. Adam Meadows, NFC East. James Randall, NFC West. Dustin Aronson, what's going on, DA? In the North and South of the AFC. And Matthew Davis, 1 spot in the AFC West. Boxes 3 and 4. Again, the wheel chose this. And Fly Eagles Fly from Bulls. So we got a lot of... hey, I'm just saying, Bulls, just for right now, I don't know if minis are your thing, but we have LaShawn McCoy and Devonta Smith on minis right now that you can get into for a double or quad. We actually are only running doubles or quads right now.
Yeah, that's how those minis go.
So that's exactly how those minis go. So that's a 40-box series typically. So again, go after that for the Eagles in that series. Looking at Eagles across, we honestly get usually a ton of Eagles here in the room. But even if you don't see a headliner on the board, don't think that they can't be in the hidden gems. So good luck to everybody here. Box number 3, touchdown mixer. Again, what is this? 5 and 9. So again, 4 hidden gems, 5 headliners. Where are we getting started off with? Well, this is not going to be a full-size helmet. I'll tell you that, unless somebody shrunk it with a ray gun. Ooh, no, just because... Wow, this is very, very nice. Big things come in small packages. And this small package is a headliner for the number 3 rusher in the NFL last season. We're going to the secondary headliners where we're going to swarm ourselves a victory in the AFC East. Jason Odins, the wheel is your friend, my man. Devon Achane, the DA inscription. Beautiful, beautiful Beckett cert right on the back as well. on the QR code on the back. Very, very nice Devon Achane right there. One of the most talented running backs in the game of football. Now belongs to the man that closed out the series, Steven. Or closed out the break, excuse me.
There you go.
And Jason Odens. So very, very nice right there. Peterson coming out now. Well, Jason, you got a running back. So, again, still got a chance for Peterson. Peterson's still very well alive. Ryan said, I've won plenty of Eagles items here. They all look great. It's from the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Exactly. Jason Odens. 302400. Devon Achane. One of the hardest guys in the NFL to bring down. Jason says, nice. Very nice indeed. So that is a headliner off the board. So now you're at 4 headliners and 8 total boxes. Still a 50% chance for box number 4 here. Let's see what we get. Again, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Trey McBride. Is it any one of those big 3? Steven, I can guarantee you right now, it is not going to be any of those 3. We're taking a trip back to the minis, it feels like. So this will not be a headliner. And by the way, this is a guy that I've only seen one other time before. He was actually on our April Fool's Day mixer. Jason Sehorn. Jason Sehorn, former defensive back of the New York Football Giants. Adam, frolicking through the meadows, gets himself a nice hidden gem hit on this beautiful mini. Again, much like the Devon Achane, the Beckett certification on the back of this bad boy. Jason Sehorn. From Jason to Adam, congratulations, gentlemen. Very, very nice start.
All right, so I mean, good solid names coming on out, but still a lot to be had. Still a lot to be had in those last 7 boxes, I believe.
Yep, 7 boxes, 4 headliners.
3 flexes and a jersey. Ooh.
Yeah, and again, all of that, even on the single, being below a $100 price point in that touchdown mixer, guys. 7 boxes and 4 headliners, as Steven just said. $84 on that single, $168 on that double. Awesome
so
break
I'll put
right there.
Up one last double.
Yeah.
And then those are the last 7 boxes of the series.
So right now is a better time than ever, because just look at it like this, guys.
The quad is your best play.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Then the double, and then again, the single you can only win 1 item. So.
There's a chance if we end up doing a quad at some point to close out this break, which will basically have to be in this next break for it to be viable, that there's a chance if you have 3 out of a 7 chance that you're going to get 3 speed flexes to pop out. And if you buy multiple items, you could land in the NFC West and the AFC West. Bo Nix custom, Sam Darnold custom, Trey McBride speed flex. This is the series, guys, that you want to close out in to close out this show. So I'll do another brief recap of running down through the break page real quick. And then if we don't get any, don't see any other action, sounds like we're going to have to break things down for a little bit. Recollect ourselves, recollect our thoughts, maybe stretch our legs, grab some breakfast, some brunch, whatever you prefer, and hop back into things at noon. Masters weekend, have not done a weekend warrior break. We've been sitting at 4 on that double for quite a while. Again, ×2 chase wheel spin for this show in particular. So again, guys, if we want to make any last pushes, if you got the credit or debit card out, feel free to let me know. Single at 8, double at 4, quad at 6. Willie Mays bat, Sting t-shirt, Steph Curry jersey, Mike Tyson glove, Mike Piazza jersey, Miguel Cabrera jersey, Michael Strahan custom speed flex, Igor Shesterkin face mask, triple sign, John Elway, Rod Smith, and Ed McCaffrey custom Bronco speed flex, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God speed flex, Frank Thomas and Brett Hull secondary headliners. Again, touchdown football mixture, just went through that. This all-pro half and half, so it's either going to be speed flexes or authentics. So if you're a big boy hunting, like for example, getting into this quad at 632, which is what I 1000% recommend, because you know you're going to be either getting an authentic or a speed flex if you do win. Matthew Stafford custom, Lawrence Taylor standard speed flex with a beautiful navy blue visor. And then the Terrell boys, Owens on the Eclipse, Davis on the standard with the Hall of Fame 17 inscription, Devontae Adams secondary headliner. Hall of Fame, 4 headliners, 10 boxes left. Ray Lewis authentic, Lawrence Taylor custom, and then Tony Dorsett and Warren Sapp. 115 price point on the single, 230 on that double. The vault, again, $100 potentially for just a Baker Mayfield custom worth well more than $1,000. You can get this guy for just $100 at just one spot on the single. Jalen Warren, secondary headliner, 2 headliners, 7 total boxes remaining in that series. And then again, the jerseys. Jersey, very rare for these headliners to be as good as they are. Usually we start off with like 17 or 18 headliners with 40 boxes. We're down to 6 headliners with 8 boxes left to go. CeeDee Lamb, Chris Carter, John Lynch, Rod Woodson, Anquan Bolden, and Cortland Sutton. A great wide receiver break. If you're a big wide receiver fan, that is the break for you. And again, my Eagles fans out there, this is what I'm looking at for you, Bulls, this mini series. $58 to get into a double, $116 for a quad. So double being 2 boxes, quad being 4. Champ Bailey, greatest defensive back of all time. Devonta Smith on this beautiful alt-white mini. Great Kelly Green signature. Great. Speaking of Kelly Green, here is LaShawn McCoy on the mini helmet. Lawrence Taylor, again, all 3 of these in the NFC East. So again, you land any one of those items and you're in the NFC East, you are a winner. Frank Gore, we'll see what division he lands in. So that's just about that. Kind of looking through the break page there. Do we got anything else coming in?
Jason Owens did get a spot in the quad for the touchdown, which makes sense. Eric Maston got a spot in for the quad for the All-Pro half and half. So we're chipping away at that as well.
Beautiful. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you guys very much. So just kind of looking at where those quads are at for each one of those. So 7 to go and that mixer, and then 5 to go in that All-Pro half and half. Unfortunately, for Steve and I, sadly, the worst part of the program, us saying sayonara, farewell, Alvito say goodbye. For us here, between Steven and myself, look, hits of the show for what we had. We ended up doing 3 breaks between the Hester jersey, the Jason Sehorn mini, and the Devon Achane mini. I'm going to have to rock and roll. I think it's obvious. I'm going to have to go with the Devin Hester jersey.
The Devin Hester jersey, yeah. That's mine, too.
We do not get a ton of D-Hest here in the break room, a whole lot. I got to run, guys. Have a great day. Trev, you have one as well, buddy. Always a pleasure having you join in on the program. Hopefully, many of you, all 21 others of you tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, do not touch that dial. 7 series up on the board. Still a lot of ground to cover. A lot of quads to get out. We have speed flexes in the Weekend Warrior, the All-Pro, the Touchdown Mixer, the Hall of Fame, and the Vault. 5 different series. 5 out of the 7 series we have speed flexes, which, by the way, the minis and the jerseys, that's impossible. You can't put a speed flex in either one of those series. So 5 for 5, a series has a speed flex in there. Going to expect a lot of action going on in the 12 o'clock show with me and Kiera Knightley, also known as Alex Needling. Steven, any final thoughts to the peoples out there?
You know, slower start to the day, but hey, let's get the ball rolling again. 7 boxes left. 3 flexes are left.
Right.
3 flexes are left, and I want to see what's over there, but you guys are going to have to find out for yourself. Hopefully you guys see it later today.
It's, I was going to say it's, if we don't end up pulling out that specific item in the Weekend Warrior, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I'll give that hint, you're going to have me and Steven feeling like pieces of poo. That's all I'm going to say. So, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Ultimate Autograph. Steven Ryan killed it as always on the 1s and 2s. Thank you for listening through with our dribble drabble all morning long. And let's keep the momentum moving into the 12 o'clock hour. This is Rob Hill saying goodbye. I'll see you in just a little bit, in just under an hour. Eat your vegetables, stay safe, and don't